Hi, I'm Jordan. I play Ulreus on Modified Rule, a passably adequate Dungeons & Dragons 5th Ed actual play podcast based in the UK. We like to focus on collaborative storytelling and just having a bit of a laugh. The game is set in a homebrew world created by our talented DM Liam. This allows us to bring you an authentic D&D experience where we, as players, do things like ignore plot hooks, visit taverns, fight monsters, visit taverns, run from monsters, visit taverns, visit more taverns. Okay, seriously, exactly how many times do we visit a tavern? What? Seriously? Oh, okay, whatever. Modified Rule. We spend a lot of time in taverns. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome one and all to Merely Role Players, where theatrical people play role-playing games. I'm Matt, I'm your host, and this time we're going to learn a bit more about Vikki.
Hello.
Of the crew of the Viola.
Such a good name. I mean, V is a great letter to start any name with, so I feel like I selected this ship personally.
Alright, are you ready to fill out your character sheet?
I am.
Okay, where do you want to start? Do you want to start with stats?
Let's
moves,
do
elements?
stats first.
Okie dokie. So you get 3 stats, instinct, intellect, and resolve. Everybody else, what should Vikki get in all of those 3? 1, 0, -1.
Anyone want to hear from Dave to start with?
I want to hear what Dave says.
I think I know what Dave's going to say.
Well, yeah, so I would say 1 intellect, -1 instinct.
Oh, yes.
And 0 resolve.
Correct. That is exactly what I'd have. That's exactly what I'd have put.
That's exactly what I was going to say as well. So
this was easy, wasn't it?
Are you happy with that? You get the chance to swap 2 over if you're unhappy, but
no, this is absolutely fine. My instincts are universally terrible. So.
What is your role in this expedition? If your instincts are not so hot, what do you do?
I think when Alex first started to feel unsettled about the situation and decided he wanted to know more, he had a conversation with me about that, and I agreed that his suspicions seemed accurate. And so I think I then took on the role of organising the expedition and, brought whoever we needed along, tried to get it funded or get whatever we needed whilst also flying it under the radar.
You schmoozed the Baroness.
Yeah. And maybe sort out any kind of knowledge that we'd need, did research about what we would need to know geographically or who we would need to work with if there was anyone to get us there, all of that kind of stuff.
So you're taking on responsibility for logistics to some extent.
Yeah.
Getting you there, getting you the stuff you need.
Yeah. All of that stuff. Yeah.
Once you actually get to the island, maybe you get a slight backseat.
Very much a backseat.
You are production managing.
Correct.
This rescue.
Correct. For context, whenever me and Dave, who is my husband, go on holiday, we always say that I do all of the pre-organising, and then once we get there, I 100% switch off.
Brilliant.
To the extent where we will walk out of a restaurant or something, and I will turn in one direction, and Dave will go, "Hotel's the other way, Vix." So that is really very much the relationship that we have whenever we go on a trip anywhere. Is I do everything in advance, and then Dave really very much takes the wheel once we arrive wherever we're going.
Perfect.
Is there a part of you in the context of this story that is thinking of this as a holiday?
Yes, correct. Part of me is this will make great content for the gram. Right?
Bikini.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, ready to go.
Great. And so in bearing all that in mind, what are you thinking in terms of a special move or skill and a situation in which you're in your element?
So I think the other thing that's attracting me about going on this trip and like making sure that I get to go on the trip, not just like raise the alarm and send someone else, is that there is the potential for mysteries and mysteries to be solved. And, you know, I love a good mystery. So I think that I want my special skill to be something like I am just like good at figuring out what, you know, information there is about the mystery and using that to come to a conclusion. So some kind of like intellect role for being able to ask a question about the mystery that gives me more information.
Yeah, so it's almost like a twist on one of the moves that anybody can do in this game. So anybody, when confronted by something mysterious and inexplicable, can roll Resolve to see what they can learn about it or what it might mean to them. Mm-hmm. You get to roll Intellect instead, and rather than picking from a closed list of questions I've provided, you just get to ask a question about this, and depending on how you roll, you might even get to answer it yourself.
Yeah, sounds
so
good.
You get to add to the mystery lore of the island.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. And I think for Element, I'm attracted to the one that's about when the whole group is together. So I sort of thrive in collaborative and teamwork environments. So I think that could be good. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with that one.
Yeah, that's nice, because that will give you an incentive to like rein in the instincts other people might have to run off on their own.
Yeah.
You're not going to lean into the holiday vibe and say whenever you're like lounging by the beach you're in your element.
Yeah, when I'm reading a book in my element, that is accurate. I was going to say when I'm in the shade because I burn real easy. Good luck. I was really not in my element when I'm too warm, everybody, or hungry for that matter. So there's quite a lot of situations here that could have been problematic.
You can take a -1.
Yeah, what's an anti-element?
Yeah, it's like an anti-element. Yeah, because I'm not going to be well fed at any point, which is really when I'm in my element. But yeah, -1s for when I'm hungry. That's going to be a problem.
If you want, I will let you take a -1 element and 2 +1 element.
Yeah, done.
Oh my.
Yeah,
-1
doing
when
it.
you're hungry, +1 when you've got a pina colada in hand on the beach.
That's you. You're the one who likes the pina coladas.
Okay,
-1 hungry.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then +1 when everyone's together. And what other +1 would you like?
I think I'm going to go with while focused on pursuing a mystery.
Cool, that fits.
Yeah.
So you got to be 100% focused. That you can't be like, oh,
Half doing it,
I'll
yeah.
pick up some berries on the way. You got to be like, I am full.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Tunnel vision on this mystery right now.
And that sounds like a thing I would do.
Excellent. Okay, you ready to be cast away?
I'm so ready. Unbelievably ready. Because I've prepared.
Because you're thinking of it as a holiday.
Yeah. And also I've prepared for this, so it's going to be fine.
You've been listening to Merely Role Players. In this season, Vikki, Dave, Ellen, Alex, Nat, Strat, Starkey and Josh all play themselves, sort of, in a game designed and run by Matt. Like most of our games, this one's powered by the apocalypse. You can find more games in this genre at apocalypse-world.com/pbta. If you enjoy the programme, let us know with a review or rating on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, Listen Notes, or wherever you do your listening. You can also find us on Twitter at Merely Roleplay and at facebook.com/Merely Roleplayers. Merely Roleplayers is an independent production in association with Blackshaw Theatre Company. Join us for more drama next episode.